Hello everyone, Dilly here, and today we will be doing a speed build of a bowling alley for the Newcrest little lots here that I'm working on. Um, I call it Perry's Bowling Alley because my boyfriend really enjoys bowling and Perry's one of his middle names. Um, it has a bowling alley area, an arcade, and a lounge area. I do pick out these video gaming things, but I don't end up actually putting them anywhere. Um, These are all just kind of things I generally want to try and fit into the build on top of the stuff for it to be a lounge or a bar. I can't remember which I officially went with. Um, Here I have the button mashers and a few other random things that I'm just pulling out. This one is a little bit of a quicker video. It's only 10 minutes that it came edited down to, but I just set the speed for the playback up pretty high on the speed build. Just because I didn't fill out. I do think at some point I may come back and rebuild this once I'm a little bit more confident in like my clutter and design skills here in The Sims. I do end up doing like a split level thing here for to separate the bowling alley from the game space because I just kind of keep it all in this one really long room. And here I have some of the VR stuff because I think that's cool to include. And it does have quite a few things in here for you to do for your Sims. There's plenty of stuff for kids, adults, and teens to do, which is a big thing I wanted. Um, but it is, you can definitely tell I'm still getting used to and learning how to build here in The Sims, especially when it comes to community lots in this one. It's a lot more noticeable than Save My Spot or even the library, which were my first two I did. This one's my third one that I ended up doing. They are all on that same drag strip there in Newcrest, just kind of facing all the same way. They're all side by side. There is a gap in the builds here between the bowling alley and the library. I don't think I filled it because I'm not sure what I want to put in between them. I think I did the graveyard on the end, so in between these two builds might be the museum. But I might even put the museum that I've been mentioning a couple times in the Legacy series, where I want to have a museum where like one of the spares can move into it, unload any of the collections that we've completed there and all of the other random pieces, so it's not taking up space in the house. And I can just kind of deposit and have the Vandenberg Family Museum is what I want to call it. I think that's either going to go onto the slot here, or if you're looking at a map of Newcrest over near where the massive lot is on one of those smaller ones where I've debated putting it to. Just because I'm trying not to have all of the community lots just on the drag strip, because I do want to fill this area up with more community lots than housing, because I do a lot of smaller families in The Sims. I don't care for the big ones. I know that's going to be hard to avoid with the 10 generations, but it's all good with me. At some point I'll probably use the 4 rent pack to separate out some of the other lots and put like each generation kind of onto its own lot for the spares and stuff and their kids. I haven't quite decided yet on that. I don't think I'm going to be playing with them too much though in the series. I think I'm just going to focus on the air. This thing here took me a minute. I wanted really badly to have the TVs hanging above the bowling alley for just looks wise, and it took me a minute to figure out how to do it. I tried using these wall TVs, but I couldn't get it lined up how I wanted to. And then eventually I found one of the floor TVs. This is me looking to see how to use the 9 key. I didn't realize that's how you raise and lowers with 9 and 0. I've only ever spun stuff. So I do a lot of messing around with this, trying to decide what one I think fits best. This was like the thing that took me the longest here in The Sims, was setting up the TV scorebook things. This is going to be the longest part of the whole video, sadly. But I think it is a nice little detail that I'm happy I included in The Sims here. I do wish it was a little bit more functional and that they included that in the pack, the bowling night pack. I don't get why they didn't, because that is such a niche little thing. And here's me just making sure I have all the other things checked off. The trash can around back, the stuff for the, what did I say it is? For the lounge lot type. I put electronica music everywhere for speakers to help the fun go up and all that sort of stuff. What else is there I do here? I debated on making this a restaurant lot type, but I've seen it glitch a lot, so I kind of stick with the lounge. And I do end up adding a second story to it, but I just have it all flat roofed, which is it's a big contrast compared to the other lots here in the world, or at least in this section of the world. I don't have anywhere else with the flat roofs, but I feel like it fits the bowling alley. I'm not sure how I would have done any other roof style on it, to be completely honest, without it being designed completely different in more of a multi-story way than it was. So I'm definitely open to redoing this lot. I am happy with it for now, but that's about all there is. So maybe if you guys could give me some tips on how to improve my building in this situation, I would greatly appreciate it. And then I have all these little different bubbler things from the City Living pack. I think I use City Living, Bowling Night, Get Together. I think I used quite a few packs in this building. I feel like I used 5 or 6 different ones. Like those stores I think are Spa Day. I'm not too sure. So this is not a minimal pack build, but also it's not a giant like multi-pack build either. So here you see me lining up all the instruments at the back of this little stage platform. I didn't know it, but I end up scrolling through here and I find out that we have a karaoke machine, and I put that on the stage instead. I do end up using move objects, and then I just get rid of the microphone there in front to kind of line everything up more, and then I just line the guitar and violins along the sides there. Hopefully they do take them to the stage, but even if they don't, I'm not really worried about it. And then here's where I end up adding the bathrooms in finally. I do change the layout of them a couple of times into just this one big bathroom hallway thing rather than sectioned off nicely. But and then here I go and I make another, I'm calling them handicap stalls just because it didn't look as nice with the, like I couldn't figure out how to make that layout there work. And I use the talking toilets, and here's where I put a toddler potty just in case you did bring a toddler onto the lot. I have them in all of my areas just in case. I know the toddlers can just go in their diapers, but I feel like it's more convenient to have the toddler potties and there's not like a mini potty like you would find in real life, or like the short toilets. So I guess the bulk of the packs I use is Dine Out, City Living, another one. I make this little lounge corner over here, which I feel like works really nicely with the layout of everything. Kind of like push them in the back as if like the VIPs are chilling out chatting while everyone's up front using the little bubbler machines. I love the idea of these circle rugs. I wish they could be closer in size to each other. Like I wanted them closer to that size of the purple one, but all of them were too big. And then I go with some super bright lights at first and then change them so that they weren't double layered. That way the lot's just a little bit darker and dimmer, which I feel looks nice on the second story. Everywhere else I do a whole bunch of very bright lighting just because of my personal preference. And I make sure that these lights are all lined up with the actual bowling alley itself. Here we go, I just delete those and then put the little woohoo bush around back. And I don't think there's too much else other than flooring and stuff. Yeah, we're getting close to the end. There's only a few minutes left. And I was trying to find, I thought in bowling night they would have put like one of, you know how in a lot of bowling alleys they've got that weirdly specific fun pattern rug, like the funfetti rugs, or I'm not sure how to describe it. I thought they would have had that in the bowling night pack, and they did not, which I'm a little disappointed about. And then, like I said, I try and make up here all dark and moody, and so here I am getting rid of the lighting and making it a little darker and dimmer up there. I almost forgot to add stairs to the platform, so I just add a big strip of them onto either side and go with a nice dark blue everywhere. Makes it nice and pop of color. And I don't think there's, oh, I did increase the wall height. I don't think I actually put windows anywhere on this build. Or at least I didn't put very many of them. That is a whoops on my end. Here I am just cluttering up the lot with trees to make it feel a little bit more full and intentional. Just so, you know, you can't tell that I forgot all of these windows. But if it works, man. Here I'm triple checking, making sure none of the trees I'm using are actually glitching into the build, and adding a few trees over, like the bamboo trees and stuff. I don't know what I did right there, but I'll let it stay. Probably was chatting with my boyfriend or one of the dogs or something, knowing me. So here we are, just filling up the lot with a whole bunch of trees, and then I think I end up going grass crazy too with it. I used some posters to try and hide that little peekaboo of the leaves a little bit. So I hope you guys like the build, and I am open to suggestions on this one, especially anything you guys would recommend to help me improve my building skills. I'd appreciate it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good day.